Configuring the EGX-30A for scribing. In order to scribe metal on the EGX-30A requires the use of the optional diamond drag cutter. We want to go ahead and press and release the select key to set the mode to score. We then take our metal stock and place it to the lower left corner of the table on top of the AS10 sheet. Next, loosen the brass mounting screw and install the brass guide onto the spindle assembly. This is a very snug fit, and tighten the brass mounting knob. Next, we take our diamond drag tool and our spanner wrench and mount the diamond drag tool from the top using a reverse thread method. Manually tighten it down, and using our spanner wrench, we hold the nut from the bottom and finish tightening the cutter knob to complete the installation. To set our XY origin position, we want to press the origin point button. This will move the carriage to its last known XY origin position. Once the machine stops, we want to use the arrow keys to move the tool over the lower left corner of the material. Then we want to press and hold the origin point button for 5 seconds until the light comes on and the machine beeps. Once complete, we can set our XY feed speed to the maximum setting by turning the knob. And now we're ready to engrave. Setting up your file for scribing. To install the software and drivers for your EGX-30A, please refer to the README file on the CD or refer to your user's manual. Once you have the drivers and the software installed, we'll go ahead and create our file for scribing. So we'll go ahead and launch Roland Dr. Engrave. Once we have Dr. Engrave launched, we can go ahead and maximize our screen, click on View, click Fit to Screen, and this will enlarge our work area to make it easier to work with. Next thing we do is go to File, Print Setup, ensure we have the EGX-30A selected, click on Properties, and for the engraving area, we can specify the size of our engraving plate. In this case, our size is 8 inches by 2 inches. If we click on the tool setting, we can specify a material which will load some basic default settings. For the XY speed, we can adjust that speed to 25 millimeters per second. This would be 50% of your engraving speed. For the Z speed, the max we can set, we'll go ahead and set 4 millimeters per second. You can either type in the number or you can use the up and down arrow keys to import your value. Under Options, we want to go ahead and select Move to View Position and click OK. At this point, we'll go ahead and import a graphic. In this example, I'm going to import a symbol or shape, but you can import any kind of graphic file into Dr. Engrave. The file itself would have to be a BMP file. I'll go ahead and resize this. So I can either click on the corner here and resize it, or if I want it to be a specific size, I can right click, go to Properties, and I can actually specify the size I want for my graphic, and then click OK. I'll go ahead and reposition it so it's centered on my page here. And for this graphic, I'm going to put an engraving fill on this. So if I right click on my graphic, click on fill, I'm going to check the fill box. I'll set my pitch to 0.02 of an inch, which is roughly half the size of the tip of the diamond drag tool. I'll put a contour, which means that the tool will actually come back into a cleanup pass, and click OK. So this will actually give us an engraving fill, and I'll zoom in to show you that. That gives us that engraving fill pattern. We'll go ahead and click on View Fit to Screen again. And now I'm going to add some text. So for the text, we'll go ahead and add in a name here. And I want to change that font. So what we'll do is go ahead and select our text, reposition our text so it's centered. To change the font, we can right click and go to Properties. And I'm going to select Times New Roman. For the character spacing, we can adjust it here, the line spacing. We can put an angle or slant on the text. And we can also change our aspect ratio. We can also change our justification and direction. So we'll go ahead and click OK. That changes our font. We'll leave it as an outline font. So here we have just a really simple, basic brass or aluminum nameplate that we're going to engrave. So at this point, we're ready to output the job. To output the job, we go to File, click on Print. We ensure that the engraver is the EGX-30A. If you want, you can click Properties and double check all of your engraving settings. Once everything is set, we can go ahead and click OK to engrave.